Welcome to the blockchain basement. My name is Drew Weidert, aka Prepper Crypto, standing in for TJ today, out there doing CEO stuff as we all know he does at the end of every week. So thanks for joining me, everyone in the chat. Royals Rowery Carnivore 222. Let's see. I can't say. Is this O3 Ryzen? O3 Ryzen? How you say that? O3 Ryzen? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. And then Jay Serrano, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. Bradley Free. We got a great panel with us today. AJ is just off the camera. He's slamming some food down here, getting his vittles in.
He's
we got
eating
DZ.
some Chipotle.
Hannah on the podium here, kind of.
Let us know what is better,
Hello.
Moe's, Chipotle, or Taco Bell.
You left out Willie's.
Chipotle.
We're in Atlanta. Willie's.
Will? Dude, I'm a major Chipotle fan.
Moe's, Chipotle, Taco Bell. Let us know.
I would go for Taco Bell over Chipotle.
Chipotle, Moe's, Taco Bell.
Yeah. Okay, Moe's. What's your call?
I haven't had Taco Bell in over a decade, actually.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
go there every once in a blue moon. The one down
I
the
think it
street from my
depends
house
on the
does a pretty
day.
good job.
Split.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed you guys too. Wow.
But thanks for joining us, you guys. A little bit of stuff happening in the markets. Nothing too huge. Bitcoin's hanging out right around, I think it's 20,800 probably still by now. But there are talks about, inflation beginning to wane, people becoming a little more risk on in the news cycles. The overall halving cycle looks to be following along exactly how it should be. And we have some issues with Bank of America we're going to check out. And then just some overall technical advancements. I'm gonna pull up something from Dagnum PI on
How is everyone in chat so wrong?
what? What are they wrong
They
about?
think Chipotle is good.
Did Chipotle?
Yeah, what's wrong with
Chipotle's good.
Chipotle?
I'm
It's
gonna
the
start
best of
banning
those three
people.
options.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I'm going to take y'all to Willie's, and then we'll know what's up.
Maybe they don't have access to Willie. I've never even tried Willie's.
Well-
Never had it. Haven't. Yeah.
Well, invest
Never
in
heard of
Bitcoin,
it.
move
I
to
think I've had it
Atlanta, have
once.
Willie's. There we go. Simple plan.
Some people love Willie's. They
Yeah?
stan Willie's.
Yeah, what
Okay.
the hell is
Willie's
Willie's?
pretty-
What-
it's pretty
what's the-
good.
what
I've
is
had
Willie's?
it once.
Never heard
it's
of it.
not that.
I live in Atlanta. I've never been there.
Yeah. What could possibly? Why? Like, how could Willie's? Do they have better flavor? Like Chipotle just came out with a garlic steak.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
that
So
is
good.
actually.
if we
bust.
get more
I've had it.
subs, I'll take DZ and Drew and Hannah on a Willie's date.
Mm.
God, that
Okay.
sounds so dirty.
Metal Bob is in Colorado. That's where I moved from just a bit ago. That's pretty cool. Let us know where you're from. I'm from Longmont out there. Chipotle has peaked, likely. I mean, they're trying to skimp me. They've gotten on my bad side because they've been trying to skimp me over the last year. They get like their little squeeze is smaller and smaller. I just put my foot down. I was like, I'm not buying that. Put more food in there. This thing's $15. More food now, or I'm leaving. So yeah, they're on my suspect list. But
That's the other thing. Willie's is half the price, and you get more food, and it's delicious.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
there we go. There's the Willie's stand.
Okay.
right there.
Well,
Where's my stand? Yeah.
Chipotle is one that definitely has increased in price, like along with everything else. Not like Costco. Costco stayed true to the $1.50 hot dog, which I was very thankful for, and the pizzas. But enough about food. Let's talk a little bit about inflation since we're on the subject here. We have basically 7 of the strongest signs that inflation has peaked and that we're heading into disinflation now. I don't 1000% agree with this. I think that there's still going to be production issues and raw material bandwidth problems, but this bring up some pretty good points. It's highlighting that the 10-year yield has dropped like a rock, and the market's expecting rates to come down. Usually when your yields are high, and this is basically an inverse indicator. So the fact that their yield is going down means that their long-term outlook is basically that inflation is going to be less. So they don't have to provide as much of a return because they don't have a plan for things.
Don't they have 5-year bonds that have like more of a return? And there's something.
Yeah,
weird.
it's still wonky. Like the 30-year is lower than a 1 or 3 year. Bless you. Are you okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
She almost fell out of the
I mean,
chair.
if that's not foreshadowing, I'm not sure what is.
Yeah, I know. I feel awkward now that, maybe this is all just false news, fake news. The DXY sitting here hanging out, it's dropped. You can scoot us out of the way so we can see this. Look at DZ's just ready for AJ's love right there.
Mhm.
You see?
Mhm.
He's
They're
falling
calling you
for
my
something.
couch buddy. Hey, I ride both.
Oh,
Adrian, loved your
nice.
comments about the
We're joking.
New
We're
Zealand
joking.
Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Jacinda
Jacinda.
Ardern.
Man, I
They both use
enjoyed
that
watching
tongue.
her resignation speech. Did anyone else watch Jacinda's resignation speech, or was that just me?
Did she just send her into hell?
She did.
That was. I'll see myself out.
Got him. Yeah, I was.
What
I was really happy to see her resignation. New Zealand was one of the most tyrannical during the flu season, and may I forget that she was ever their countryman. So, but through everything that we've had go on with the economy, with the lockdowns and stuff, inflation's definitely been on the rise. It's clear. Eggs are all over the place. Hilarious memes all over the place. I'm selling 2 eggs for 2 Solana, straight from my chicken's butt.
You know what you got.
I know what I got. Don't you? I didn't choose this life. It chose me. I love these memes when they're coming out. My wife actually loves taking care of the chickens now. She thought I was crazy when we first moved in and got some land and chickens, but now she's out there chasing them through the woods in the middle of the night. So very bullish on that.
Whoa, you almost lost some chickens?
I did. Well, these are
you
real.
did lose some. How many?
No, I haven't lost any, but they're like hybrid wolf coyotes that live where I live, and they hunt in packs of 12, and they've been trying to get at my
Only
chickens.
12.
Only
11,
12 every
13?
time.
10 to 12. 10 to 12.
Okay, yeah. If
Yeah.
you're 9,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, I mean, if
You're
you're
done.
9, you're not
Yeah,
part
there's
of the
12
breed.
of y'all. When you had a pup, there's a 13th. You got to
Well,
eat somebody.
They call
Yep.
them wolf yotes, or I think wolf yotes or something like that. Some chaotic name, but they're very
Yeah.
specific to my area. Trying to get
Whole
my
new meaning of
chickens.
downward facing dog.
Bang.
People are saying I should put up an electric fence. Been considering it. I don't know. That's a lot of work. I was thinking about. God, that's a tough call.
That reminds me of Ren and Stimpy. The don't whiz on the electrical fence.
No,
No,
absolutely
No,
not.
sir, I did not like it.
not that.
Another Ren and Stimpy.
I
reference.
want chickens.
You want chickens?
I
Yeah,
want
they're
chickens.
bullish, man. But
Free eggs
I have
too.
chickens at my dad's house in Maryland. Him and my stepmom keep chickens, and they're cool except for they wake you up and like you just
Mm.
want to strangle them. And
with
but
the rooster,
yeah, he's an asshole. We actually have like 3 or 4 different roosters.
You just get
I've heard
no
they're
rooster.
assholes.
Huh?
You just get the chickens.
Well, my stepmom she's really particular about how these things go. She like keeps bees and stuff. Drew, you and my stepmom Paula, you
Yeah.
guys would get along like 2 peas in a pod.
okay. I like the rooster. He keeps the hens in check, and he's definitely gotten in a fight with a couple random animals. So
Good for
but,
him.
Yeah, I'm continuing to build up my own food stuff.
Now, does the rooster call in the morning?
Yes, at 5 a.m.
5.
Yes,
It wakes
Yes.
you up.
Yeah.
yes, it
Hate
does. A little chaotic way to wake up, but
And you just get him a little electric collar and just start Pavlovian
just zap
training
him
him.
from my bed.
Yeah.
I don't know if PETA's going to come after me now because I said that.
Oh,
but
whatever.
yeah, I mean, they're an inflation hedge, but I do see that things are calming down. You know, we have the DXY. It's calming down a little bit. It's at 102.37. So things are starting to normalize as far as the dollar valuations, and the producer price index fell pretty well, 0.5 percentage point in December. And this is the one I'm mostly concerned about when we're talking. This usually front runs like the CPI numbers and the main inflation stuff that we get. But my opinion about inflation number CPI data is very aggravated, because if they did any honest recording of the CPI as it was in the 80s and 90s, we'd be right at around an overall number of 16%. But they're selling these, much lower numbers to us basically to keep people kind of calmer and everything like that. Because if you think about it, like the things you're purchasing in the grocery store, sometimes they're 30%, 50%. 60% over the cost of what they were 3 years ago. So there's definitely ways to fluff this information. And I really pay attention to these numbers because it kind of tells me more so how the Fed's going to handle the public perception of what's expected of the Fed. I don't know. Do you guys think that these numbers are going to be true? Like we're going to see inflation wane and a calmer Federal Reserve?
Yeah,
this
I
year?
think we'll see it wane, but both are true. Or one's false, one's true. The numbers are massaged, but it doesn't mean we're not going to see a cool down in inflation.
Right.
Yeah, I think they had their foot on the gas so hard last year, they have to let off a little bit. I think obviously they're going to keep doing like interest hikes and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be the 0.75s and stuff like that. And for the record, Crypto Thorn, I have not sold my Algorand.
And
Thank
well,
you.
another thing with the 10% month after month after month after month, after 36 months, you start getting into like exponential growth.
Yeah.
And sure, we're seeing eggs are more expensive, and maybe eggs are close to exponential growth, but you look at gas, stuff like that. We're not seeing an exponential growth.
Right. And I saw the diesel shortage talks. I mean,
Yeah, what happened to that?
Oh,
I thought we ran out of diesel like a month ago. And
that
then
was
it
just a good
stopped.
headline because we usually only keep like 100 days of diesel on hand at a time. We were down to 45 days. And
Oh my God.
yeah. So what was that?
I'm just,
You said there's something in the chat?
no, I was just like,
Yeah. I don't know. That's just what I'm talking about. Like they'll see these ways to make an awesome headline or something like that. There is a really big increase in how much oil and those types of materials we're giving to Western Europe because they need it in all the sanctions stuff going on right now. But in general, we are looking to actually turn back on our own production abilities here in the U.S. It'll probably increase the price just from the EPA guidelines that we have to abide by to turn those systems back on. It's more expensive to produce basically anything in the United States, so you can expect that. But I really don't think that we're going to be going parabolic as far as like inflation, like the hyperinflation conversation where bread is $1,000, 10 years from, well, I won't say that, the 2 year from now hyperinflation conversations, I don't think they're going to be anything to be too concerned about, but it's always good to prepare just in case. So, I want to look at the wages. The labor market is slowing. So average weekly earnings of all employees is flatlining. You saw a really big increase through the 2022 timeframe. Companies were taking notice that their people just weren't showing up unless they got more bang for their buck, so to speak. So this is starting to flatline. Companies' long-term outlook is looking to be more steady. This is actually pretty important information for me because this is like, how much you have to increase physically to, Joe Schmo to continue driving the tractor. If he can't afford to get to work to drive your tractor and get home, then he'll demand, he just won't show up. So labor numbers mean quite a bit to me, but I mean, like, do you guys, do you have any opinion like on like, will this be a rubber band type movement? Like, are they going to try to push down and go backwards in wages, or is this basically where this wage ceiling is going to be moving forward? Like if inflation drops, but these people are left with better wages, I mean, that might be a pretty good situation in a year or two if they leave it alone, right?
I don't see it happening in that manner. I see it happening. We're going to see a purging of the managerial elite. We have this middle class of nobodies that doesn't do anything in these companies. And so you might have a company of 100 people. This is a gross oversimplification, what I'm about to say, but you really only need two types of people. You need builders and sellers. You need people who create your product. You need people who sell your product. Yeah. And then you have this huge injection of this middlemen who really can grind everything to a halt, can really lower your productivity, can really lower your efficiency. And so I don't think we're going to see wages, lessening. I think we're just going to see more lean, efficient companies. So company has 100 employees and they have $1 million to spread. Now it's they're spreading that million, amongst 80 people instead.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I mean, what the time frame are we talking here? Because I kind of feel like in the next like 20 years, like all like kind of low skill type positions, like mine, just going to completely get automated. Well, and
yeah,
a lot of that is going to come. So I kind of feel like the jobs that are like worth having are going to like kind of stay where they are or go higher. But I kind of feel like the people that, I don't think that that's the key to a business is to cut off as much fat as possible to have the most amount of profits. Because if you can like fire 4 people for one guy who's really good, like that's what they're going to do. And I kind of feel like every business plan I've ever seen from the outside looking in are trying to find ways to cut off the people that are kind of swimming below the waterline. So
I really like Deezy's take too.
For sure.
A leaner, stronger.
Exactly.
Check this video out. This is I
think some blue collar price will go way up though.
Watch this. This is just amazing. I love this.
Oh yeah, the robot. Boston Dynamics is just insane. What they're doing over there is just nuts. They do have military contracts. So when people say, "Oh yeah, you don't know the military's working on," well, these people work with the military. Now, does the Air Force steal AI programmer from Boston Dynamics when they can? I'm sure there's some element of that,
Right.
but Boston Dynamics works closely with the military, so you're going to see, these working alongside. Like this is the guy in the Hurt Locker. It's not going to be Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Hawkeye. Cutting the blue wire. It's going to be this thing cutting the blue wire.
Right. Yeah.
This is
Like
That's
just
crazy.
I'm
you see
scared.
the ability, and it's moving really fluently now. This
Yeah, it's
thing
doing like triple gainer backflips.
Yeah.
It doesn't take breaks.
because-
It doesn't smoke a cigarette once an hour.
it doesn't.
It
No.
doesn't use the
3x
bathroom for 20
lives.
minutes.
Because he's about to glitch and just turn around and kill everybody.
that would be ideal
He's
for
gonna have a
views.
break in his code and he's gonna take over whoever is trying to employ him.
Yeah.
You just
He's
do
gonna be
like
like,
a
F this, I'm
Dude,
out.
and look, yeah, it just shows off at the end.
And then he does
so.
the shocker at the
Yeah.
end. Ah, gotcha.
do a little Fortnite dance when he's done.
Yeah, man. And I don't know, like this was definitely part of the reason why I got into crypto. They were talking about, what is essential and what is non-essential and all these like
That was
automated-
so. Oh my god!
like,
Don't get
oh,
me
you're
going.
not essential. You don't get to go to work. But, like that kind of flipped in my head. Like, wait, I'm in HR and this can be done by a robot pretty easily. So I
Yeah.
better go find a useful way to exist. Find a, a trade. So I this Leaning Timber, I saw you bring it up in the chat. This is my business that I ran in Colorado building decks and fences. So decided to go into Leaning Timber, just building stuff, and then also security for the power grid and stuff because I was interested in power grid stuff. And what Deez is saying about Boston Dynamics working with the government's 100% true. It's kind of interesting. I want to bring this up just on that subject. Let's see here. Where is this? Yeah. So I brought this up on my stream last night, but this is super cool. This is from Dagnum PI, really good account. But he's just talking about how basically they're turning these B-21 Raider stealth bombers and 6th-generation fighters with the cruise missile systems included to become integrated nodes within a larger interconnected.
Yeah, but shouldn't
mesh.
will function just be switched to are functioning as?
Will
You're going to
function?
tell me like we have 7 fighter jets. They all have limited radar capabilities. That isn't going into a mesh net of information altogether. It's already happening. It's just going to be scaled more.
Yeah, that's the thing about it is they need to have that that landscape to scale within. I think they're already building it. It's not like it's just starting today because we, the public, get to see these things. They've been building it out for a long time. But the thing that I think is why I'm most excited about these encrypted data projects is because that instantaneous, verifiable, and safe data is what makes or breaks an entire country on the battlefield. Javelin's introduction into Western Europe has shown that tanks were useless unless everybody knew exactly where everybody else was at all times. And that's the organizational problem that Putin's running into. And that's why he hasn't been able to overtake the whole thing, is because there's a little bit of a blind spot right now. So yeah, like there's a lot of development that's going to be happening within this space in particular. I could go off and off about it, but basically data is going to be super, super valuable in the next.
Now, Hannah, let me ask you this. I agree that there will be a point, these Boston Dynamic robots, something similar like is going to be in homes all across the world, right? It's in 1 million homes. We just hit that threshold. There is going to be a point where someone dies in the arms of the robot. Now, sometimes it might be, something bad happens. Sometimes it might just be they're carrying the elderly woman from the 2nd floor down into the living room. She just happened to have a, heart attack on the 7th step of the staircase, right? Like, is it the robot's fault? No, it's just a coincidence. There's going to be some coincidences. But my question to you is this. Let's just say you have 1,000 nurses and statistically 3 of them might screw up and give the wrong medication and accidentally kill somebody.
Yeah.
What if the robots lowered it just less than that?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 3 out of 1,000 killing somebody, only 1 out of 1,000. So it's like might not be super safe, but it's safer than a human nurse. Because one of the main applications is going to be for the elderly. That's going to be one of the first rollouts that we see.
Wow.
I agree. I'm dealing with my boyfriend's sister's. She got diagnosed with breast cancer. Actually, she's 33. I'm like dealing with all of the nurses and just like the hospital, the medical system. there's so much red tape, so much waiting, so many things that are just not efficient. Like it could be much better. There's a lot
you just
of
buy
things.
a robot and it's wiping your butt.
Yeah.
And the only
And
place-
okay, think about like referees in sports too. There's so many errors that they
Yeah.
make, and there's so many athletes that are affected because of that. They're
Yep.
paid differently because of
Yeah.
things that aren't even in their control.
Oh, tennis? I'd much rather have a robot up there on the chair
listen, it's
under
for the
umbrella.
greater good, I guess, right?
But yeah, actually,
it is,
I
it's-
just said that. I would much rather have a robot wipe my butt than have my child do it if I'm
Yeah.
an elderly
I
person.
agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I,
In
I
fact,
kinda
I'd
feel like
rather
those-
a robot wipe it than me.
I feel like the robots are gonna have like a different like package that you could buy for the robot.
Yeah, like one
how
with
smart is
it'll
your
wipe with its tongue.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you pay
you
extra.
could pay
Yeah.
we
You're
could pay
like,
more
oh, yeah.
for like different things, you know. I don't know. I kind of feel it'd be like a subscription package you could upgrade or downgrade.
Yeah, you
like,
put like Queen Elizabeth skin on it. you
yeah,
know,
if
like
you could put like Fortnite skins or like normal skins, like
Minnie
human
Mouse.
skin
Yeah, you know,
on your
Disney.
robot, that would be pretty cool.
Oh my god, I kind of liked how Elon came out and just made it very clear that his robot runs slow, so don't be afraid of it. You know, because everyone's comparing it to
Yeah, so do most
iRobot.
Americans.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and that's why this robot conversation, man, like health in America sucks.
I have a bidet.
It sucks.
You have a bidet?
Yeah, I have a bidet.
Wow.
Y'all not have a
nice,
bidet?
DZ.
I'm
No.
Where
impressed.
someone put it?
Okay.
I have like a
Okay.
really embarrassing
Bidet would
story
change your
about
life. Look,
bidets, but I'm not
Decker-
gonna say it.
Everybody-
Decker is the reason I have a bidet.
Wow.
Alright.
That doesn't surprise me at
Yeah,
all.
I've, let's just.
Am
there's
I
a
missing
background
out?
there, but Decker is the reason I have a bidet.
Should I be FOMOing
I mean, it
into a
depends
debate?
if you're a vegetarian or not. Like, good toss.
I mean,
salad.
you've heard the example. You put poop on your hands, you get a dry paper towel, or would you rather add water to the equation?
That's fair. Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But all right, so I lived in the hit house because it sounds weird. Decker put me on a bidet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that sounds a
really-
little
that
odd.
sounds like a very
Let me
intimate-
color this background a
this
little.
is gonna be good.
I lived in the hit house when I first moved here, and Decker moved in, I guess, a couple months later, and he came in with his parents. And day one, his dad set up a bidet in the toilet that me and Decker used the same
Wow,
restroom.
they're like, it's
And
essential.
yeah, I don't think I did it the first day, the second day, but I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? It's about time I take a test drive.
Yeah.
It's changed
Every
my life.
home
And
should
then,
have one,
when I bought a
honestly.
house, it was one of the first things I bought.
Wow.
Dude, this
So
sounds
hold
bullish.
on, I have a really embarrassing story. I wasn't gonna say it, but whatever. So when I was 12 years old, my buddy Matt, I went to.
Richard Hart stuff.
I know, I saw that. I went to
Yeah.
Vegas for the first time when I was 12 to see the final round of the Supercross series in Las Vegas. And my buddy Matt, his parents had a lot of money, and we stayed the first night in Vegas. We stayed at the top floor, the penthouse suite of the Mirage. And I was 12, like I didn't never seen anything like that, and like. So we get in the room, I'm like freaking out. There's like TVs like coming out of the walls and stuff. I was just like completely beside myself. And then I go to the bathroom and I like sit down on the toilet and I look and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then it hit me that it's super convenient that you can like
It hit
number
you.
2 and brush your teeth at the same time.
Oh.
And that's what I thought, like you could brush your teeth while you were pooping.
Well, I mean,
And
I do that
It made
too,
complete
but-
sense. And then I said that to Matt's dad and he lost it. And every time I see them to this day, they still bring that story up. So yeah. That's my bidet story.
I'm bullish on bidets then, I guess. Man,
Shout out
Yeah,
to
why
Papa
not?
Decker.
Yeah, upper decker.
But yeah, man, like, God, that was, man, we ended up.
What a tangent.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was good. We haven't talked about crypto at all.
All right, yeah, let's talk a little bit about
Semi-connected
crypto.
to robots.
Well, basically.
Let's talk about crypto. On the crypto side, we do see this big nothing burger that moved the market a little bit, and then it's right back to where it was.
DZ, before yesterday, have you ever heard of Bitsolado?
Nope.
Me either.
What
No
is
one
it?
on Twitter knew. They were like,
6
what the
million?
hell is
That's
that?
so nothing.
All right, so here's the thing with those. The thing is that they're like, they were saying that like they want to defend their markets and to keep like public trust in the market. So that's cool that they're like looking at crypto
Totally.
as one of those markets. That's good.
Totally.
But then the whole bit about like you can't like hide behind the anonymity that you think crypto provides you, and basically anything that's not KYC is going to be KYC. That's basically what they said. Like long story short, and it's just like. It's good that they're like, I feel like they're just pretending to be on our side so they can regulate the effing S out of it.
Of course.
And
of course.
yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed feelings about that whole presser yesterday.
What did Taco say in team chat? Wasn't he like, I'm
going to Starbucks to get a
Biz
Bitsolado. Anybody want one?
Hey, what a bar.
Well, it was
What
like
a bar.
It was like a Hong Kong-based exchange ran by a Russian that had some kind of nationality connection to China, and they arrested him in Miami. while
Yeah.
all this is going on.
And the cop was a penguin.
And the
Yeah, it
cop
all
was a
weird.
penguin, and
Huh?
At this point, you would believe it.
it was just such a bizarre story, like and it just looked like they were just trying to get some kind of win, saying
Yeah.
that they can control something.
Shout out to Wally. My guy Wally.
Well,
I feel like he knows what's up.
Well, here's what I think. I think they put out a press release. I don't think I'd have to double check. I don't think the press release says the word major or anything like that. I think they put out a press release, and then someone on crypto Twitter put out this inflammatory tweet of major announcement at noon. And then the person who put the press release was like, no, you idiots. It's not that big a deal. And then they're seeing it retweet, and Kobe's commenting, and then it's on, the morning stream, and they're just like, oh my God. Like
Basically,
literally you guys are, this is nothing. It was just a freaking press release.
So the second I saw that story break, and I went straight to KuCoin, and I shorted a lot, and that was my best trade so far this year. The second I saw that news, I was like, up, going short this second right now.
it doesn't even
And I literally clicked it, and my order cleared, and the chart went.
Yeah.
I got it right
I
below
was like,
too.
yes,
Immediately.
let's go.
immediately we knew
It was good.
It looks
was a
like
good
Chat
one.
GBT doesn't even know what Bislotto is. Never heard of her. So
GP.
Yeah, so 7 GPT.
Golf
GPT.
Papa Tango.
God, I'm never gonna remember that. I'm always gonna misspell it. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it just seemed like kind of a reach for showing some level of control in the market. I really feel like Jamie Dimon's comments on Bitcoin, just he's knows that this cat's already out of the bag. They obviously have been working on crypto for, what is it, like 10 years. JP Morgan's been involved with their own crypto project. So, he called it a scam or a pet rock. A pet rock, with his shiny, creepy looking, wrinkly face. That was a really awkward interview to watch. And I really feel like that the cat's getting let out of the bag on crypto in general. And it was kind of funny. I would want to bring up this. The favorite part of the DOJ announcement is how they had to use the word fiat to describe government currencies.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because now crypto is becoming so, it's a pretty common word that, a lot of basic people know, and maybe people outside of crypto know it just from the bad news headlines that they read about it, but they're having to make that discrepancy between fiat and government currencies, which is fantastic because
because you can't say we obtained $6,000 in currency.
Right.
You're like, was it digital? I
Right.
don't know. Was it
Where's the
maybe
ruling on
Bitcoin?
that?
Yeah.
you
Yep.
better figure it out.
Yep.
I mean, tap.
I like this article. Oops, we foreshadowed too early.
I know. Bank of America glitch sent customers into a panic over missing funds. Did you guys see the video of this?
You mean fractional reserve banking?
Yeah, it's
The fund's missing already.
I know. Like, why is everyone so surprised? These pretty intelligent people have been saying fractional reserve banking is a scam for a long time. You understand, if you dig deep enough into the dollar's backing, that it's literally only backed by the fact that Ronald Reagan floats around and puts its nose in between trade in the waters. We basically are backed by military might as the dollar's power goes.
Hey,
And,
Drew,
yeah.
can we get a government bidet?
A government bidet?
Yeah, so we can clean all this shit out.
Dude.
Bang.
That was terrible.
I mean, you made
DZ's
DZ
eyes
just-
might be dislocated.
Yeah, his
It's
eyes
so
came out
funny
of
when a
his
joke
socket.
lands
Like-
flat and DZ just looks over, just nice.
Dookie, are you excited to play Dookie Dash, Deez?
No.
No?
I'm going to. I'm not shooting for the high score. I have a tier 4. I just have a base mutant, and I think the tier 1 is like a 30 or 40% bonus multiplier above me. I'm not going to sit here and grind out. I just want to level up and get a pretty decent NFT.
Fair
I don't
enough.
really play Temple Run style games.
Yeah.
I was going to let my girl play it.
I thought it was pretty cool how they're gamifying the the project in general. It seems kind of fun. But
It's a cool, it's a novel concept, but
Yeah.
like I'm not. I'm excited for what you guys are doing to push the NFT space forward.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see the evolution of my asset. I'm excited to see my mutant ape continue to pay me.
Yeah.
More than a year after I bought it, almost a year and a half at this point. But I'm not excited to play the game.
Right. Well, and that the whole story. I mean, it's,
PJ equals bad
Bad
jokes.
jokes.
That's a good one.
Great.
Carter.
Not wrong.
That's a good
You
one.
were not wrong.
this
AJ stands for average jokes.
DZ will actually reveal. They say it's an energy source. I don't know, man. It's a lot of speculation. Energy source is so vague. So
Yeah.
many directions you can go
Mana.
with energy source. I don't know.
gonna be kryptonite. Interesting.
I think it's gasification.
Gasification. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good
They're
call.
going to take the monkey poop and gasify it and then turn it into usable sources of.
Wow,
Stay with me.
that's chaos.
Mana.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Well, speaking of getting money from your assets, these Bank of America customers got jacked. So on Wednesday, Bank of America customers began reporting issues with payment process to their money transfer service, Zelle. Zelle is not where you house your money, obviously, but it's a transfer between banks. And this led to money disappearing from their accounts. Wow.
Is Zelle something that works better than XRP?
Ooh.
Remember when Shamath called it Zelly?
Zelle?
Zelly?
I use Zelle every now and again when I have to.
Yeah,
I
me
do
too.
too. I'm kind of scared of it though, because I have gotten funds like stuck. Like
Yeah.
if you send it to the wrong person, like, sorry, like,
Yeah.
It's like a blockchain.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Yeah.
about to say.
Well, and Uncle Joe is hooking everyone up with taxes on anything over $600. I think, is that already in place?
They're not doing that.
They
Hell
stopped
yeah.
it?
No, yeah, they stopped it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yes.
Thank God.
Something
Like,
is happening.
Still buy overpriced comic books.
One user tweeted, I almost lost my mind when I saw $2,000 was missing from my account.
You mean my life savings?
Dude, like, that's brutal.
When all my money was missing from my account.
Yeah.
Like getting crypto, we'd lose $2,000 all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the rice fields.
Yep.
So cool how Bank of America magically disappeared a large Zelle transaction that had already posted and I had paid to you and I used to pay bills. Now I'm extremely in debt and my checking and I can't get a hold of them. Unbelievable. Now, yeah, I mean, customer service sucks for most companies. That's why I really only go with companies that have someone physically answering the phone for me. And if they don't, I kind of freak out. The website downtector.com reported over 1,000 outage reports for Bank of America at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Wednesday, coupled with the similar spike in Zelle outage report. So it looks like actually a pretty widespread issue there. And I am chaotically happy that everyone gets to see what's behind the curtain here.
Yes.
You know,
All right, are you leaning above or below 50% here for sovereign nation hack, Drew?
oh,
More likely or less likely?
well, I think it's less likely.
The first words, what
Yeah,
I have
think
a problem
about
with. A sovereign nation, like I believe a cyber pandemic is coming. That is how they're going to push in the
Yeah.
CBDC, but whether
Yeah.
that's
Well, to me,
gonna
if
be
I see a
sovereign
cyber
nation,
pandemic happening, I'm assuming it's from the CRINC coalition, which is
or they're
prob-
going to
probably
blame
likely
AI.
be like Iran.
AI is coming.
Iran.
Right now, once
Well,
China,
CBDCs are being talked
Russia.
about, like, wouldn't it be so much easier to remove the culpability and blame it on AI? Be like, oops, we released this too early. Sorry.
I mean, maybe they'll
Like,
put a
that's-
press
I'm sorry,
release
that
out like
narrative's
that,
too
but no,
good.
like intelligence agencies would buy that, and smart people wouldn't buy it.
It doesn't matter. Look at the past few years. Smart people didn't buy it, but it still happened.
Yeah. Well, in a cyber pandemic, I think would have to stem from Russia, particularly. They're the ones that have the keys to the castle through cyber polygon practice over the last few years. Cyber Polygon's an event that the World Economic Forum sponsors and lets Russia organize, and they get the
Nice.
keys to the castle to hack all of IBM systems, all Microsoft systems, all Apple systems, all at once and shut everything down in a simulated manner. And they're well practiced on this, and they're still running it this year. So if you want to look at that rabbit hole, it's up on their website. You can go look at cyberpolygon.com and figure it out for yourself. But I don't know. I feel like if it was them, they would. It's their capabilities. They can just shut down everything. I mean, the pipes to sewer systems can stop moving. There's a lot that they can shut down, and I think that it would be well beyond just the banking things. This stuff just kind of makes crypto look better. I don't think they would want crypto to look good right now. It's just like, I don't know. I don't think that they like the privacy of it from all the conversations I've heard from them. You don't think so?
Why do they hate crypto?
It's the privacy.
Decentralization.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot easier for centralized control of everything.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. But yeah, I don't think, if it was Russia D's, I think it would be a little bit more widespread than just Bank of America. I think it would be.
No, I think it's like I think it's a little tit for tats that are like on purpose. You know, when you got China and U.S. engaging in cyber warfare, like Cold War style tactics, They don't just do these crazy things. They're gonna shut down a pipeline for 24 hours.
We did see
They're gonna
that.
do, remember we blew up that one nuclear station in Iran.
Mhm.
I thought you meant the one
You're gonna
pipeline.
do, little pokes, little jabs, little elbow bumps.
Yeah.
You're not just necessarily, just because it's a nation doesn't mean an elbow jab can't be from a large intelligence agency or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Zell's trying to say what happened here. They provided a brief statement. They on time this Thursday reading. We understand Zell Network Financial Institution may have experienced issues processing some of their customers' Zell transactions, which has now been resolved. The issue was not a result of any issues with the Zell network. So yeah, it might have been an outside influence, and we did see the airlines and the parcel services in the UK. And wasn't it another one? Was it the Philippines that got hit as well?
Yeah, Philippines on New Year's Day.
Yeah, so there's a lot of causation or correlation there. So that's pretty interesting. And yeah, it might be nation states trolling, us here in America, but also everyone basically in NATO. I think we're going to see an ongoing battle for a long time, but some good trolling is definitely possible. Check this guy out, driving an orange Bitcoin Mercedes at Davos, hits back at critics, says it's not his car's fault that people lost money.
That's great.
I thought this was kind of cute.
Love it.
The mystery of the
Is that a
orange
seed phrase on the front?
is it? Oh, we should try to copy and paste. The mystery of the orange Bitcoin car that was first spotted by CNBC on Monday at the Alpine Resort of Davos, Switzerland, has been solved. And the
Ukrainian crypto exchange.
yeah. I mean, they're all over there. Did you see Zelensky called in? He had a call-in moment with Davos, urging everyone, they're out here killing us. We are going to run out of food. We must deploy NATO in its full force. Like, if we see NATO,
Wow.
if we do Article 5 with NATO, like, a lot of bets are off. So we're right on the teeter there.
That's
Russia's
scary.
deploying 1.5 million more troops. It's getting spicy. This license plate had Kuna printed on it, which is the name of the Ukrainian. So he's advertising his Ukrainian cryptocurrency exchange. Pretty awkward place to drop an advertisement like that. They're
No, it's
talking
not.
about- You don't think
Because
so?
we're talking about it right here. It
Yeah.
clearly worked.
That's
It's
true.
a great idea.
That's true. I mean, I thought it was a cool car. He got me. You got me. Terrible. But I don't know. Like, this is like where the Davos stuff and the World Economic Forum stuff. I see XRP community or like Casper Labs community like kind of split on if they want to be involved with these centralized projects. And man, like,
Well, you can't like XRP and like decentralization, right?
Yeah.
Or you can't look at XRP like this is something that's decentralized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad Garlinghouse is all over World Economic Forum
I
giving
know.
speeches.
I know, and they use that as like, look at how awesome, he's standing up for Ripple at Davos and
Yeah,
calling
it's
out
a
everyone.
banker's coin. Like, you just got to look at that as an advantage. Like, that's a
Yeah.
feature, not a bug.
Right.
True.
I've
Yeah.
I've always
True.
tried to keep that in mind. Like, it's only meant for ODL. It's not meant for us people. Great that I have some of it. Very speculative that it's gonna, do what everyone says it is going to do.
Yeah, so they're doing like the remittance payments between South Korea and Japan.
Right.
Do you think that you at home watching, answer this intellectually, honestly here. Do you think that they're collaborating with South Korean tax officials and Japanese tax officials to make sure that people aren't screwing over their version of the IRS over there? I would say, yeah, it's probably likely they're following all the laws with taxes over there.
Yeah.
And so when we complain about, oh no, I want to Zelle $600 and the IRS is breathing down my neck. Well, XRPs, they're going to cooperate with that more likely than not cooperate. I would assume.
Let us know what
agree.
you think in the chat. Give us your opinions. Give us counterpoints.
Yeah, you send $600 XRP 5 years in the future. Do you think that they're, cooperating with the IRS or not cooperating with the IRS? I
Right.
would say they're going to cooperate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. And
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
even if it is like highly decentralized and stuff, or is highly centralized and only a banker's coin, like I bought it super cheap, and if If
Look, yeah, they want to be Western Union, and Western Union's
Right.
in a Walmart, and you're not going to be in Walmart
Right.
if you're like shadowy hacker stuff.
Exactly.
right.
You're gonna have to work with all the authorities
And
to get to that level of adoption.
for the shadowy decentralized side, though, we do see, a little bit of regression back to decentralization and more sovereign based assets like Bitcoin. Texas had that moment. I think it was a few months ago where the attorney general and it was like 22 states along with Texas shot back at BlackRock about their ESG initiatives and kind of using state money to pour into these ESG things that were crushing their local economies because they're involved with energy production. So we did see a little bit of news out of Texas, further information that the Texas government is proposing to allow Bitcoin as an authorized investment for the state, which I thought was pretty cool. I definitely felt like this is coming. I think Texas is going to be one of the leaders in Bitcoin mining coming up here. Just personally, it's my opinion. Texas laid down the proposal and has always been on the forefront of terms of blockchain and Bitcoin adoption. But yeah, I mean, they're moving.
That's huge. I think
They're-
Texas is top 20 GDP, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
It's the new Silicon Valley.
Right.
What I thought was funny is my uncle actually was running for the House in Texas against a World Economic Forum guy, and actually was very pro crypto, and he got slandered out of there real quick.
Really?
Yeah, he was running against Colin Aldred.
Well, anyone from that kind of elite group, I feel like has always been scared of privacy, and they always paint privacy as criminal. It's the next word in the World Economic Forum, the Bank of International Settlements, the International Monetary Fund's description of cryptocurrency. You always are followed privacy with criminal. And that tie is consistently pounded into their documents and what they say to the public, when they're trying to set up these systems of control. So that's why I'm a huge fan of privacy and kind of moving the opposite direction. I might be regressing and driving a horse and carriage, in 10 years from now from how
Probably
my
not.
feelings- Probably not.
Probably
but
not.
I wouldn't write it off as a possibility
So,
if I get close.
Self-custody asks, what will cause the price of XRP to
What do you think?
increase? Well, obviously, the court case would be
Yeah.
step 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then from there, everyone going back on exchanges, everyone saying, oh, like, coast is clear, we can go now, because if it gets deemed a security, I mean, Garlinghouse has already stated that, if we can't float in America, we're going to pack up shop and hit the road, and we'll be fine in the rest of the world. Is basically what
I'll
he
say
said.
this: court case, short term, you can get like a 2-3x, I believe. I think
Yeah.
4x seems a little unlikely, but long term, Bitcoin goes up, can make it go 10x.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
just Bitcoin going up is what's going to make XRP increase.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for it to change the world. I'm just waiting for it to follow the flow of
And even then,
Bitcoin.
you don't see people in South Korea or Japan like, oh my God, I just love this so much.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
how much of an economy is
Yeah.
like remittance payments?
See, my
Right.
bit with XRP is that, like, when has it really overperformed in the market? Like, when has it had like that pump that's like, oh my God,
like
that was
14
crazy.
14 months ago, it had like some crazy.
It went
like,
to $1.30.
I know,
Yeah.
but like
Also, it has
relative
zero-
for the market, given its market cap size, it was pretty crazy.
Also, doesn't the token
Yeah.
have zero utility? Like we were discussing this, like Ethereum, you need Ethereum.
Well, XRP is more for like the distributed ledger technology than
You mean JavaScript? That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not blockchain. So like, what's
Well,
not
look,
blockchain,
Sure,
you're right.
call it. Yeah, maybe that's
mean,
a
these are
poison
valid.
pill to you. It's not a poison pill to a lot of
I
people. It's not a
agree.
poison pill to the South Korean grandma trying to give her niece some money.
Right.
What I'm
Oh my
get-
God, it's this coding language?
They're
I'm
not gonna
doing
care.
it.
Yeah.
Like, no
Getting
one,
at is
no
you
one
don't-
cares about that.
Well,
Yeah.
you do because you don't need it. Like with Ethereum.
Okay,
for-
sure.
No.
I don't though. So
No,
you're
no.
saying I do. I
Yeah, yeah.
don't.
So like,
I
I'm
don't.
actually going to provide valid argument here. Is Ethereum, you actually need Ethereum to do the transaction,
Mm.
whereas XRP you don't. So what is going to push the price besides speculation?
Basically, you're saying that they'll only use the Ripple side, the
What I'm
Ripple
saying is you
rails.
don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, I know for sure that Fed now is going to be moving with Ripple. It's a question if the XRP token is going to have any involvement in that, and that definitely hinders.
Well,
the
he's
whole
saying you
bit-
don't need it. He's saying you don't need it. XRPL, if I'm not mistaken, has over like 1,000 different tokens on it.
Yeah.
And you send these tokens. I am not aware. Is there or is there not some sort of gas fee associated with XRP tokens?
It's
That's what I
minimal.
want to know more about.
It's
Well, I thought you said you don't need it with so much, gusto and certainty.
well,
right now, I see nothing that you do need it.
Well, I mean, I most blockchains, when you're moving native assets, it kind of burns the overarching asset. Like you're moving ERC20 tokens, you're burning ETH.
Yeah.
Is it the same with the XRPL? I thought it was. I don't know.
well,
Has
we don't.
anyone actually moved anything besides XRP on the XRPL? I don't think
I
so.
have not.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
have
question.
not.
I also know that they have like a bunch of like
All right,
things
someone
set up,
said there is a
global
gas fee.
cross-border
There is a
payments.
gas fee. I was
Boom, there is
gonna
a gas
It's
fee.
really small. It's just like Algorand's or like Stellar Lumens type of gas fee.
So you do need it. It's just not a lot.
And also, like, they have a lot of things set up with like global cross-border payment system. I know the whole ISO 222 thing kind of got thrown out the window,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that they don't have like a bunch of partnerships and are like kind of set up to be a project that CBDCs could get built on and stuff like that. So
And all this speculation is spreading their name for years. And, they have a literal army. Like I talk a little bit of jazz about XRP being decentralized and I just get arrows sent at me. You know what I mean? I hold a good amount of XRP. Like I'm here for it. You know what I mean? But
These gas fees seem like they make BNB look expensive.
BNB's cheaper than that?
BNB is dirt cheap.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I don't know, but my thing is like with XRP, if you're gonna hold XRP, all right, great. I believe in you, and I hope the case wins. But there's so many other coins that aren't stuck in this big giant lawsuit with the SEC.
That's what it
There's
is.
so many other coins that aren't in this situation where if this happens, your investment's basically like lost for a couple of years. Or like I actually think that XRP could probably go on just fine without America, but obviously they're going to take a big hit when they lose, if they were to lose the case. And I would rather be invested in coins that don't have that
I
coin
said
flip.
something's a feature, not a bug. The SEC lawsuit is a feature, not a bug when you're investing in XRP. When
Sure.
you're investing.
Yeah.
Sure, but if
you're banking
lose,
on you want the coin flip nature of it.
Fair.
You want the boomer bust. You're excited by the boomer bust.
Okay.
That's why you're buying it.
And
I
people
understand.
that are against it,
understand.
they're worried about their privacy, which I totally understand. But let's check this
Well,
out.
it also gets people, like what DZ's saying, it also really gets people talking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to say it's good marketing. Like
Yeah.
if
It is.
anything,
Drama.
it's keeping
True.
people interested,
It is.
and it's I don't
So-
know. I would not.
Let me
bet
just say this
against
about the really
XRP
small
ever.
transaction fees. If you ever look into forex exchanges, there's a lot of arbitrage because you're moving this
That's true.
currency with this currency into that. When you do this chain of like 17 currencies, because the dollar went up 0.1%, and you can make all this little microtransactions.
Yeah.
So there, that 0.001 XRP, you get enough bots trading, you could actually burn a decent amount of XRP if you're using it for a serious foreign exchange market.
Yeah.
That's a big if. It's a big if though.
Yeah, because it looks like the fees are, I'm so bad at this, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. So it's 1/100,000 of
It's
an
pretty cheap.
How many
It's pretty
zeros?
cheap.
Because someone typed in only 2 zeros.
4.
And the centralization, the privacy aspect is there. The concerns are there. But guess what? The U.S. surveillance program has already given law enforcement access to money transfers without court oversight. So this is just a quick reminder.
Just ship some Bitcoin, you idiots.
yeah, I mean, what's the deal?
I know
Maybe-
Crypto Thorn said XRP would have been dead long ago if the SEC case didn't happen.
I
How?
don't think so. I don't
How,
think
bro?
so.
How?
No,
I mean,
they're talking about hype.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
talking
he's
about.
talking
But
about
even-
hype, but
yeah, but it's still like
It,
so
it
high up.
galvanized a community to band together.
Yeah.
yeah, now they have an army.
But the thing is,
We
like,
wouldn't
they
be
were
talking about
already
it.
in the top 10 in market cap before the SEC, and now without stable coins, they're like 4th in market cap. So it's just like I feel like they always have had a strong community before the SEC.
Look,
happened.
it's like an aging cheerleader, okay? And like the lawsuit is its pom pom, right? And it's
All
just
right.
shaking its pom pom, and we're like, hey, we're looking at its pom pom. We're not realizing the cheerleader's aged 5 years.
Oh, I
Gained a
love
little
it.
weight.
I understand.
You know.
I understand.
I mean, there's very little
Knees look like
development.
Gremlin's
Not a
face.
flyer anymore.
Like, what happened to doing NFTs on it? Like, I've heard nobody talk about that.
Yeah, that
Well,
was kind of
So, like,
soft-sided.
It's
We're in a
decent
bear
argument.
market.
I don't know if it's
I-
valid, but it's
It might be a bad time.
I wouldn't really be talking about it if I was the one facilitating it.
Yeah.
I would be holding out and building and waiting to
that's what I'm
like
saying. They're not.
come out whenever people are actually paying attention and are excited.
I mean, they're going to do stuff, but don't get me wrong. I don't think that they're going to. I think that XRP will probably hit $8 to $10 in this coming bull run. But
That would be sick.
you know, I'm selling if it hits there. I'm going to start selling at 3 and 5. I holding up. I'm going to be
I'm
getting
selling
rid
at
of it.
$2.99.
$2.99. Oh my God!
he's front-running
Arbitrage.
you.
He's arbitrage. This is unbelievable. But
That's great.
Is that
Yeah, man.
running, not arbitrage?
well,
Yes.
yeah, probably. I don't know. The centralization thing doesn't matter too much to me because we're already so surveilled as it is.
Decentralization is a spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, it's about like because we see the mining pools in Bitcoin are pretty well
Centralized.
controlled. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
3 different entities that control like what 70% of it or something like that. The mining pools. So yeah, I mean, like you're never going to have complete and absolute decentralization.
You can with Cardano. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
That's a joke.
That's don't
No,
no.
completely.
I like
we
Cardano.
we
too.
joke about that, but it is super decentralized, and the nodes are permissionless, which is
Yeah.
huge for Cardano.
I'd say I remember I said this. Cardano, in my opinion, is the last stand for proof of stake. I feel
Sure.
like proof of stake's going to run into issues.
Go
And-
Charles.
Yeah,
Come on, Charles.
he's got
Wait,
this,
you mean
man.
proof of stake or proof of work?
No, proof of stake.
Will run into issues, is what you just said.
No, it's the last. It's going to. Proof of stake has its last stand with Cardano. I think that
Copy. Okay.
the OFAC compliance that was being able to grab by Ethereum and just the overall institutional instillment with Ethereum that's already there. OFAC has already captured Ethereum. So if proof of stake wants to have any chance of kind of showing to the world, Cardano is a very
It's
decentralized.
who you want, on Good Morning America when they talk about it. It's
Dude,
like
he's so
this is decentralized, or this is it's using not that much electricity, and
Yeah.
they're planting trees, and they're helping these education ministers in this continent. So yeah, it's a good looks good. It's good optics.
Dude,
So-
I'm sorry, DGen 111. It looks like all his XRP is locked on bold.
That's sad.
Oh my God, these insolvents! So I would absolutely,
He is the community.
Dude.
You are Algo.
I
oh
know.
my God.
Not like totally, but like
What do you
people want to call me like the supreme commander ruler, like Ben was for XRP, and I'm not gonna take that crown unless like Silvio himself
He is people.
glides
He is people.
into my office.
What do you got to say about the
know?
Nike thing?
Well, you don't want the crown without the cape, right? That's what you were saying?
No, I don't give a shit
And
about the
scepter.
cape.
You want a scepter?
The scepter. You want
Gotta
the
have a scepter.
I get it.
You gotta hit somebody in the head with
Yeah.
something. You know.
Dude, guys, keep your crypto off. I don't stake. I'm gonna say it. I don't stake. I buy and hold. I sell during cycles.
Yeah, but you can stake with custody.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can do that. Absolutely. It's just be very careful. Like a lot of people got wrecked from all these exchanges and the lending programs and taking loans on top of loans and
I'm
recreating.
staking my ape coin, and I will stake Link when it's over.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Will you trust Chainlink Foundation to stake Chainlink?
Directly on Chainlink. Directly
Yeah.
with Chain. Yes.
So
Directly with
I think
Chainlink.
Link's about
there's
to
times to
pump.
maybe
Yeah.
massage your your rules or your regulations. Like
with Cardano, it's
I
directly
trust
with.
I trust Yuga. I trust
Mhm.
Chainlink Foundation. I would trust Cardano Foundation and not just totally S the bed. But I wouldn't trust like random DeFi protocol that I found on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah, I'm doing governance with Algorand, and fingers crossed, it's unlocked in 3 months. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully it works. We'll see.
You make me sweat.
But
Yeah, I would find it unlikely like Algo Foundation will just like
yeah,
Total
I don't
flop.
think that's gonna be a thing. But honestly, like, I'd do my very best to keep my long term holds on cold storage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
try.
I'm just a very paranoid person. I
Yeah.
assume that people are always trying to come at us. So, and I kept all my stuff off of exchanges, not for the fear of staking and the liquidity drying up, but for the fear of cyber attack, cyber Polygon. When I learned about cyber Polygon, the keys to the castle are already out. I didn't really have any interest in keeping on anything but a cold wallet at that point. But that's just me and my own personal opinion, because I am very, very in love with Bitcoin. Very much.
That's
I don't know
cute.
if you can see
Real
that.
quick, DZ, where do you see Link going in like the next 3-4 months after
its
it's happened?
previous all-time high was $60, if I'm not mistaken, or $50.
Yeah.
It does inflate a little bit, but there's also somewhat of a burning
what is
mechanism
that
when you
supply?
like update NFT metadata, when coin market cap is like refreshing coin prices. All these things are burning Chainlink. So
Yeah.
Chainlink has some sort of buying pressure at least.
Mhm.
I don't think $100 is likely. I think just psychologically, I think 100 is going to be nuts. I think 50. I could easily see Bitcoin hit all-time high and it's still below $50. So just be a little bit careful. I would expect maybe all-time high like a couple weeks after Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And max
Man,
supplies a billion.
I'm selling some in the 30s. I'm going to tell you that. Like, I plan on exiting in the 30s, probably even low 30s, high 30s, low 40s, high 40s,
got in
50s, 60s.
a lot cheaper, right? Like you got in a lot cheaper than where it is now.
Oh, yeah. So just quickly, I was buying my first Chainlink at $2.
Yeah.
I was selling Chainlink at $4.
Exactly.
And then I sold some at like $40 or whatever, but I had doubled my money and I was just like, oh, I'm so smart.
Whoa.
I'm glad I listened to 4chan and bought Chainlink.
Yeah.
Is that really where you heard about it?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That's great.
I like Chainlink. I have held Chainlink since
$52.80. Thank you.
was that the all-time high? 52.80?
I remember like before we met, you were like on this this one video and you were like, yeah, I just put $26 in the Chainlink today or whatever. Was that like your weekly buy?
No, I had a meme. I would start a stream saying, oh, yeah, guys, I just bought 10 today. Then like 15 minutes later, it'd be like, yeah, I bought 7. And then it'd be like 2. Then it'd be like, guys, be like me and buy a quarter Chainlink every Friday.
Dude, I was already doing that, and I came across around the blockchain right as I was doing that as well, and I was like, man, I connect with this guy because I was sitting there kind of doing the same, not small buys, but I definitely was buying Chainlink. It was part of my DCA, and I did not take profits on it in the last run, unfortunately. So I will definitely be doing so. Taking profits at the top it felt like a really big mistake when I did it. In hindsight,
Always does.
Same.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
hard.
mine accidentally.
You did?
All my selling in November and December I didn't want to do. I was buying a house.
Yeah.
And I just
Right.
remember thinking like,
Yeah.
I wish I didn't. Oh man, why?
The sweat of missing out, like you just sold your future short.
And then March comes, April of this year or last year. I'm like, oh, maybe I made the right choice.
Right.
I remember me and BJ went to Vegas in November, literally selling the top. And me and him like, yeah, man, do you have to sell crypto for this trip? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, man, I just sold an ETH today. I feel like an idiot.
Just sold ETH for 5,000.
I
Damn
know.
it.
Stupid. I sold it for 4,700. God, I'm going to regret this.
Totally, man.
That's funny.
And then we're balling in Vegas, man.
that trip
God,
was
we had
fun
such
as
a good
fuck.
time.
That's great.
So stick to timelines, man. I trust
we
the
gotta get
Bitcoin
everybody
habit.
out there for real again.
Oh, the Vegas?
We need to do a basement meetup.
Yeah, we
too.
shared a room.
Dude, I am
Nice.
dangerous
Facts.
in Vegas.
I'll be in Vegas Monday, Sunday. I'm real excited.
I love
We're going to play
Vegas.
poker with the guys from Sin City Crypto at the Bellagio.
Well,
Nice.
Are they old enough to gamble?
Yeah.
dude.
They look young. They have like 14-year-old children. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Man, I don't
Dad,
know.
can I stream on YouTube today?
And I want to go back to my point about these lending programs,
No, you want to
man.
talk about shit?
Yeah, well,
Fine.
we have Genesis, man. We have a problem. But FTX chief says crypto exchange could restart. I don't trust these guys with a 10-foot pole. But we also, oh God, SPF tweeting about, what is this?
Yeah. What does his
He
tweet say?
tweeted
Yeah,
about
people
it.
have brought it up.
Let's go to that.
pull
I
it
wanna
up?
let's
see
pull
it.
Let's
Breaking
go.
news. Breaking
Yeah,
news,
God.
everybody.
I hate going to this.
SBF_FTX.
Clowns.
Wait, BJ's the
literally-
gimpest of all time?
Are you the gimpest of all time? There's someone gimpier than you.
There's-
I'm glad,
No,
Mr.
you have to
Ru-
read
Oh,
it
I
like
saw
him.
that.
Wait. What does it say?
Oh, dude, I can't read that. I'm glad.
I'm still waiting for him to finally admit FTX is solvent and give customers their money back.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
now you're
I'm
trying to-
sorry.
Ah.
I'm sorry.
That's some effective
I love that
altruism.
video.
My God,
I'm
dude,
sorry.
This guy sucks so bad. And this fallout, I mean, it's bleeding into Genesis. Now we see Genesis is preparing its actual.
How do you make your own luck?
Yeah, it's bleeding out everywhere, man. Like Genesis, that lend program is looking like it's going to be filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So that totally sucks. And that just goes back to my point. I'm not a fan of recreating fractional reserve banking or modern monetary theory in the crypto space. It's not what we should be here for. Maybe it's a little bit too short-sighted of an opinion, but it's mine.
not.
You don't think
The
so?
entire point of crypto was to not do CeFi bullshit.
I mean, I just see like people like, I'm going to degen out and take a loan and then go 100x long and then take a loan on that. It sucks to see that type of mentality continue. I want people to eat healthy, to buy what they can afford, to own their own crypto, to hold their keys. I want things like that. Raise chickens, embrace modernity. No, embrace, what is it? like traditionalism. You know what I mean? We can bring this thing back in a technological manner. We can use this new technology to our benefit and recapture personal sovereignty of our finances. We can force our governments into transparency through blockchain. There's a lot of things that we can do with this new technology that we really need to scream from the rooftops and be telling everyone about it right now before the bull market is come back up and everyone's all, retroactively asking you how to get into the market once we've broken 60K again on Bitcoin. So telling your people that you know about this technology is super important right now, in my opinion. And then probably should be quiet next time we're at the top of the bull run. So
somebody needs to clip that. That was a good little piece right there.
Yeah. At the same time, Drew, I can kind of see you like when you're like 85, sitting on your porch with a rifle and a dog, shooting every robot that climbs over your fence.
No, I'll be disassembling flash disposable cameras and connecting them to iron rods with copper wires around the iron for 25-foot EMPs.
So no dog, no rifle, no fence?
You will be fighting.
I call BS.
You'll be fighting a different enemy by the time I'm 85. So,
okay.
Yeah. You see Boston Dynamics, man? They got dogs with machine guns on them now. So things are picking
we'll
up.
just get into the EMP market.
You see the dog robot episode of Black Mirror? That was some stuff right there. That one was crazy.
Oh, look. See, clueless clown, traditional crypto enjoyer. See, I like that line. I
like his name, the
That's your
Clueless
new
Clown.
title.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Solid.
Thank you
just
for the
a
follow.
touch of leet speak.
A touch of leet speak. Yeah, man, there's a lot of good stuff. And here's kind of the weird stuff we can do with technology. University of Singapore invented a glove that can let you feel inside of the metaverse.
That's an innuendo.
Yeah, yeah. Look at him. He's ready to feel you up.
Oh, he's
What's
ready.
that sock-shaped one?
That's great.
Why is
That's
there...
Stacy.
Does that-
Okay,
Oh,
all right,
man.
listen, but think about it for medical school.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Training?
You're not wrong.
It's so much better than going to class and
No, I
doing
literally
things
was
that
trying to
aren't.
work with a company last year. It's called Oso VR. That's exactly what they're doing is medical training in VR.
Why is it crusty?
And you could be
Also,
anywhere.
we're talking about bombs. Same thing.
Yeah,
Military training exercises
absolutely.
as well.
And that's what the metaverse made more sense to me in the training aspect and education. If you
especially
could-
dangerous things.
Yeah, like if you could train your military to fight a war in a metaverse over and over again without having to lose a certain percentage of them each time,
Train them how to pack wounds.
Right.
And how to
right.
anything.
This will give any military major advantage. That's why I think that we're absolutely like the metaverse is going to be there. It's just going to be more insulated and not as interoperable as like I originally imagined when I saw this thing come out and they were telling us flu season was forever and you're going to be in your house for an undisclosed amount of time and got to start zooming everyone. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, D? Tell me about your metaverse thoughts.
As far as what?
Well, like, is it going to be an insulated, like you're going to go out to Bored Ape Yacht Club metaverse specifically, then log out and then go into a separate metaverse?
Well, I've talked about this before. I haven't really discussed it lately. No, I'm not a veteran. It is going to be constrained by similar to what we have with our iPhone versus Android. It's going to be the same thing with hardware. So it's going to be a Meta/Facebook world. There's going to be an Apple ecosystem. There's going to be probably a Google ecosystem. So we're going to see the same thing we see now with the giant tech behemoths. There will be 3 or 4 of them, and then there'll be a long tail of companies that are working off of that.
Yeah.
And so it's not going to be like, hey, everybody just go. Everybody do whatever you want. Yuga will sign up with Apple or sign with Meta or sign with Google. It won't be 1,000 NFTs with 1,000 metaverses. It might be like Mario 64, where you have one metaverse with 100 paintings on the wall. So it's like, I put on my Apple goggles and then I could choose one of the 1,000 metaverses with my NFTs. But it's going to be like it'll be like 3 or 4 ecosystems constrained by hardware.
No, I'd agree with you on
PlayStation
that.
versus
Because like,
Xbox.
imagine in a perfect universe where it's like, yes, you have this one hardware, and then you have like individual universities and colleges that have their own metaverses within that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It seems more feasible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it'll be a huge app on the Apple Store where it's like, the Harvard app or whatever, it's like a $2,000 app to buy. But yeah, you're sitting here slicing monkey brains or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to be living in the Futurama version of the metaverse anytime soon. So that's just my opinion. I love your take on it too. I mean, that just kind of reading stills. There was a lot of thought, like that's how the hype train kind of started for it. There's a reasonability for it. It's going to find its place.
So do you think the future rendition of the Metaverse DZ will be more AR or VR?
It's going to be AR simply because we want to continue to live our lives. Just like, you know, we want to be at the pedestrian crosswalk. You know, I got to wait 22 seconds. What are those people in New York City going to do? They're going to pull out their phone. Why? Because they can't sit still for 22 seconds because TikTok has totally screwed our, you know, capabilities of just sitting calmly in a room by yourself.
Pull out the phone, like the ads can be right
there.
But,
well, I was going to say Meta has a good partnership right now. I assume good. I don't know. They have a partnership with Ray-Ban sunglasses. And so Ray-Ban is going to have like an AR component much more quickly than a VR component, because like I said, people want to live their lives. They're going to be doing these things during work. They're going to be doing these things in the commute to their job. They're going to be doing it on their lunch break. They're going to be doing it at school. And so it's a lot easier to get away with it when you have like some translucent Ray-Bans and you're kind of like watching the professor and you're nodding and you're pretending versus a VR goggle and you're just like,
you don't want like toaster on your head.
You know, you're sitting here drooling and you're like, why is he smiling with the sock on his crotch? That's a lot harder to get away with, but AR, you can kind of pretend you're listening to your spouse.
Right.
Peanut Pecker.
I agree.
I think most of BitBoy's work, most of BitBoy's people worked in a drive-in.
I was looking for the what he was. Are you? No.
Yeah, the Peanut Pecker. You know, I don't remember the last time. I think I worked at a food place when I was like a teenager, but yeah, I've built a company.
Who's worked in food here?
Yeah,
I worked in food. BJ
like
food.
6 years ago.
No shame.
Yeah.
No shame. Worked hard, moved my way into HR and headhunting, built a company from 0 to 6 million a year in revenue. They pushed me out because of flu season. I got a little pissed.
Someone didn't want the vax. Someone didn't want to die randomly.
Hey, you know, I'm not sorry for my decision. Turned down a massive job. I had tons of money, lived on a golf course, bought a bunch of crypto instead, and moved to Georgia and started.
Oh my God, living on the golf course.
And now he has chickens. And you know how much those eggs are worth?
That's
He's
right.
rich.
Got some land and he got some chickens.
That's
Set
right.
forever.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. See. Oh, we bought first 150 kilograms.
That's
legit.
great.
That's legit. I mean, that's
great.
before it was cool. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think that's all we got time for
let me do
today.
the luck thing. Someone requested it, and I said I was going to share this. This is the secret to luck. You know, luck is one of those weird terms, and I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head, so just bear with me. Luck is one of these weird terms, kind of like fair. It just doesn't really mean anything, but, you know, it does have a context in life, and people look at things and say, so-and-so is lucky or so-and-so is unlucky, and if you're the type of person who says, man, I'm always unlucky, or you're the type of person who wonders how the person you do know is always lucky, let me tell you about the 4 different kinds of luck. There's 4 different kinds of luck, and I haven't discussed this in a while, so bear with me. I'm going to give this as the example of someone searching trying to find a gold ring on the beach. Okay. You're at Lake Allatoona and you found a diamond ring. You would be very, very lucky. That is called what we call blind luck. AJ went to the lake with his girlfriend this weekend, saw something shiny, looked, oh my God, there's a diamond ring. That's blind luck. Then the next thing is going to be, so there's 4 kinds, the weakest to the strongest. You want to get to the strongest type of luck to be successful. Good relationship. You want to be wealthy. You want to be healthy. You want to be happy. Use the 4th and final type of luck. We're going to get there. Second type of luck is going to be the hard work, perseverance luck. AJ found a ring on Saturday. You know what he did after that? He just went to that lake every weekend. And you know what? 7 years later, he found another cool thing. That was just him, hard work. You know, you just kept grinding, you kept grinding, you kept grinding. It's not really that efficient. The next level is going to be more of a targeted luck. That would be AJ either only going out after 4th of July weekend, or perhaps he's using a metal detector, or he's going to what's the highest per capita income Florida beach, and then he scours that one. That's more of a targeted angle that he's using he's just being a little bit smarter with his effort. Then there's going to be the 4th, and that's you make the world come to you type of luck. And that would be AJ. He is so good at finding gold, and he did a blog post, and he has a website, and he has a YouTube channel, and people literally come to him and say, hey, come to my lake and shoot a video with me, and let's go search for some diamond rings. It's you know where it is? It's at Martha's Vineyard, and it's where all the rich people go. Or you know, people are going to be coming to you. Say it's in crypto. You know, I just got lucky. I saw a TikTok, I got the first kind of luck. I invested in it and it ended up being bonk, or I just had a random Solana NFT. It was bonk. I got lucky. Second would be the perseverance angle. I invest in 50 different crap coins, and you know what? One of them is going to work. That's just, I just threw everything against the wall.
Roulette
something worked.
style.
Third would be, the targeted. That would be you. I go to Telegram groups and I look, or I read YouTube comments, and I'm actually like targeting, and now I'm investing in only 10, but I did 100 hours of research to get in that 10. Now you have a really high chance of getting quote unquote lucky. The fourth would be, I created the best alpha group in the world. I have the best Telegram. I have the best YouTube. And people literally give me the next bonk. That's where the world comes to you type of luck. That's the 4 types of luck. You don't want to do the first. You want to be the 4th. Hope that helps somebody
that was great.
in their life.
The harder
really
you
good.
work,
Dude,
Thanks for that, DZ.
The way I would simplify that.
the harder you work, the luckier you are.
Well, what I was going to say is luck is just perspective and preparation. Like pretty much what he's saying. That was beautiful.
And it's also like, your words are powerful. And if you say like, oh, like I always lose, or I always blah, 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 like you're creating that by saying I always lose. You are always going to lose.
Manifestation. 100%.
Like even like just real fast, like with like, I used to play a lot of poker. I can't play poker in Georgia. But when I would go in, if I went into a session, like, you know what, this is going to be fun. I'm just going to like check raise everybody and have a blast. Like I would do great. If I went in like, oh, I play with that guy. He's really tough. Like, scared at the table, like you're going to lose. It was always how I felt going in is how I performed. And that's like in life, in dirt bike racing, in poker, whatever the mindset you go in is what's going to happen. You're going to create your reality by how you feel and what you think.
Absolutely,
so,
man.
Stay positive.
Trey Blig 88 said it best. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Love that. Love that.
Love that.
Absolutely.
DZ Top G.
Hey, free him.
Hey.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for joining us on this awesome show. Are we raiding? Is Joel running right now?
Yep.
Is he degenning around the insulated little game he's doing?
Actually, no. So chemistry, bro, I do want to disagree with this. Not an organic synthesis. No, there's been several experiments where 2 people can do the same exact experiment without theoretical error, and because you have different observers, you end up with different outcomes. Yeah,
they're replicating like some of the double slit findings almost in a weird way where the observer changes the it's like molecule, like crystals forming or something. BJ maybe is what it was.
It's like when people, and I know this is going to seem like bullshit metaphysics, but it's the same thing when like you put out negative energy and watch crystal formation, put out positive energy.
Okay, it was crystal formation.
Like as ridiculous as a lot of this seems, you do see how a lot of the pseudo like quantum entanglement and mind perspective does affect superposition.
Yep.
And yeah, some of that might be bullshit, but it's like you see it time and time again to where it's like, is this correlation, causation? What is this?
Right.
But it is a beautiful thing to look at.
God, we could have a whole show. I'm wearing a tensor ring right now. This is pretty closely connected to what we're talking about here. But I love this. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're going to go get ATB ready, but I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. I think that's what day it is today.
Oh, yeah. It's
Science
Thursday.
is the devil.
I'm going to tell chemistry, bro. He can.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Orbital theory these nuts.
Make your own luck.
Make your own luck.
That's right. See you guys.
Okay, bye.